Welcome to the cow barn.
Oh, Susan's got the bell
I've got
going.
the cows.
Love the cow, Susan. Love the
I
cow.
do because they're excited because I have a little wee story to tell. I'm going to try and condense it. And it's a very big night for a young lady named Teresa Ray. So
Teresa
it's
Ray.
long story short.
Is that her last name?
Yep, Ray. She's from South or North Carolina, wherever Myrtle Beach is. And you
The Teresa Ray story. All right.
Yep, here we go. We go through our emails because we want to connect with our fans. They write to us, and we sit down sometimes and try and answer these letters. And I'm going through at one point, and a lovely letter comes across my desk from a young lady. She's our age, my age, and her name is Teresa Ray, and she tells this lovely story about being my pen pal, only I never wrote back. And she kind of lived her whole life writing to me, which I was very touched by. I thought that was super sweet. She'd never seen us, probably going to die never seeing us, all, just life stuff that people tell you. So I say to Miss Teresa Ray, on this one time only offer for the rest of the world listening, I said, Teresa, tell you what, we come near where you live. How about I get you tickets to Happy Together? Oh my God, she says. I thought this was going to be oh, thank you. And then I'll see her a week before. We'll confirm it and it'll happen, right? Bob, we've all done this. This is a thing. And so it happened. So happy. She tells her grandchildren they're coming with her. Can it be +3? Hell yes. I know nobody in South Carolina. Here we go. So it's
South Carolina. Yeah.
I feel good, and I feel like I've paid it forward and I've done a random match. Okay.
Yeah.
So then that week, John Cowsill, our brother's Facebook blows up because there's a fake John Cowsill out there. And that John Cowsill is very generous also, but he's asking for money and also telling his fans he's going to give them money and tickets to his shows. And so it's a real thing. And John is kind of freaking out online and he's addressing it. Okay. It's really in real time. And John's getting on going, this is John. It's really me. Don't give to the fake John. Okay. So then Teresa Ray doubles back with me to say, how do I know this is you? My grandchildren are telling me I'm being catfished. I'm being scammed.
Of course.
Holy tapacoli. And I'm saying all this, I sound like a catfisher as I'm writing. Nonsense. This is really me. I wouldn't do such a thing. Your tickets will be at will call. I mean, it just sounded like BS from top to bottom. So I have no way. And she's coming sadly unglued. I feel terrible. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I see a little thread out there that is involving our cousin Tim Brooks. And he is saying, I don't blame you. This might not be my cousin, etc. So I double back over to Timothy private and go, Timothy, it's me. I'm getting this nice lady tickets. Could you please go back around and say it's me? Timmy backs around, tells the lady it's me. Okay, she's still not convinced. But she wants to, because this is a dream come true for a woman who's going to die without it. Right, Teresa? Teresa, this is for you. So anyway, so Timmy validates. We're getting close to her being able to believe this. And I don't blame her. I don't. But I cannot. There's nothing more I can do. And then she says, can I mail these tickets? We can't do that, Teresa. You have to pick them up at will call theater that you're going to be at Myrtle Beach. But here's what I told her in the long run. And this is what we're doing here tonight. Live, not live, because it's Tuesday, not Wednesday. But we're saying to Teresa Ray and her 3 grandchildren that I am Susan Cowsill. And my brothers are going to verify that, aren't you, gentlemen?
Yeah. Like she needs 4 tickets, right?
Yep. And I've already sent it to Ron, and Ron has it covered. He says, no problem, done. Okay.
Hey, that's Ron.
Here it is, Teresa. This is me telling you, you have tickets. You can book your hotel.
Can I make Paul, you want to comment? I have a couple of comments.
I have a couple of comments real quick, is that bring her ID, because now there might be 1 million Teresa Rays with 3 kids going to go to that show. And Teresa Ray gets there and her tickets aren't there. Well, Teresa Ray just came. So.
I cannot. Now you've given poor Teresa something else to worry about. Go, Bob.
Teresa, you're saying historically, when she was a child,
yes,
you're saying that she pen palled you while we were in the Cowsills from Fanland. And I don't know if you ever wrote back or she got a form letter or whatever.
She probably sent it to them. No.
But she's got a long history of that. And now this, And by the way, hey, kudos to our cousin Timmy Brooks for kind of like backing you a little, kind of defending you before you say, no, that's her. See, So that was cool too. Now, in terms of, right, she's going to come to the show. I think that's really awesome of you to do that, Susan. That's very kind of
Big
you.
deal. I
Yeah.
mean, every once
And
in a while, a dream comes true. And if you can,
it's the great example of the only way they could find you in the old days was to write you a letter and hope
right.
for the best. By the way, I wore green today and I'm going in and out visually, so I have to be careful
You
with
should have
that.
seen me earlier. Look what we
It
were.
looks pretty good, though. I haven't seen you
Working pretty
distort
good.
at all.
I'd
I
like
can
to show
disappear if
Bob
I try.
what I was
So
working with.
Myrtle Beach will be Teresa Ray and
Yep.
Right.
Look,
and the
see
grandkids.
how weird I am, Bob? See that?
That's what I thought I could get going. But
Okay, so
I can,
I bagged that and I went with blur and
okay, that's okay.
all right. But yeah, Teresa Ray and her 3 kids. So yeah, I just lost my screen again.
Listen, I'm gonna speak for Paul right
Okay,
now
I'm
too.
done.
And by the way, in terms of verification and everything you need for me to let you know that Susan Cowsill is here somehow, like I see Paul, he's in one square. That girl in the other square, I have no idea who that is.
I knew you were
Okay.
going to do that. Teresa,
No.
I was going to tell you they're
No,
probably
that's our
say I'm
sister.
not me just because they're
That's our
brothers.
sisters. Hey, but you guys, I gotta tell you. So you know how Facebook, even if you're not, Paul, you know this, you're not on social media, you're not on Facebook, but there's so many feeds out there that things reach your living room. So I did see a thing of John going, our brother John, he's on my screen going, all right, you guys, I don't ask anyone for money. There's a John Cowsill out there
Yes.
asking people for money,
Yes.
and it's not me. And so I guess he's being scammed out there.
Let's bring John on next week, guys. Let's get this. Let's have part 2. Let's have Johnny on.
He's going, I will never ask you for money. I want to see. I was hoping he had some screenshots of the other John Cowsill, like said, hey, I used to be a good drummer and the Beast Boys fired me. I'm down and out. Could you send me some money? You know,
And then I wonder, would John get that money or would it go to this other guy? That's the weird thing. But who is he?
I don't know. Who's the?
Well, that's what.
Look, I've had people be me. I've had somebody do this with my page before, guys. Teresa, right. I mean, I have.
So they could be sending money to this fake John.
Oh, they do, dude. Yeah. That's how these people do. They get money. They set up PayPals. I don't know how.
Oh,
okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's a thing. So she had a really valid fear, but it ain't happening, T.
When I signed up for Hotmail, I don't know how many decades ago when we all did that, because I'm still a Hotmail address. I did 2 things. One, I signed up as a 13-year-old, and to this day, I don't get junk mail. I don't get any funny thing about the size of my head or any of that stuff. Okay, so number 2, though, I tried to sign up as Bob Cowsill at hotmail.com, and it was already taken.
By you.
So, yeah. So I emailed.
Not by you.
No, not by me. I wanted it. I had to go to Robert. So, but you know, at the time you do your name, and it was taken. I emailed the guy, hey, is this the Bob Cowsill of the Cowsills from the band from the 60s? And although I didn't get a response, I also did not get a non-deliverable. So it just that was a long time ago. It's my first experience of identity theft.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
Yeah.
So that was pretty weird.
So we
just got back from Vegas, and on any measure, Vegas is a success. It just is.
Yeah.
Because of the people, the audience, the show, the room. It's a mini residency, we're told.
Yes, we're told that.
He was told. We have a mini residency at the Golden Nugget. I mean, okay, so look, we're right in there. U2 has a little residency at the Sphere. The Cowsills are over there with their mini residency at the Golden Nugget. You know, it sounds good. It fits right in, and we
It's
love
pretty
it. We
cool.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You know what? I remember when we were on Happy Together, we played there, and we've discussed this because, and
We
I
did.
know for a fact, and I'll tell you why I remember it, because Steve Murphy and I went to that pool and we stayed there for like 3 hours going down that tube. And the one guy would wait, and the guy would go down and wave, and then the other guy go up and he'd wait. Because it's got a slide, that pool, and it goes
Oh,
through
that slide.
You're swimming. You
Yeah.
see tropical fish and then your friends. It's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah. Paul, but you guys, I don't remember. I'm trying to picture us with the Happy Together show,
I don't
with
know.
that stage and that sound in that little rectangle room.
Couldn't have been.
yeah.
We had
Couldn't
to
have
have
been, but we played there.
overpowered. We have to have overpowered that room, I
Yeah.
would think.
Well, they
I mean-
didn't Dave tell us we played there? Wasn't Howard?
Oh yeah, he remembered they had to
Mhm.
carry Howard up onto the stage
right.
because he was never told that Howard needed that kind of thing. He said, because we have a ramp that can be put in immediately. And so, yeah, Dave remembered it well.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, remember we were carrying that ramp.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
We have a long history with Las Vegas to this day in
Yes.
terms of playing there in the old days when it was uncool. I mean, look, God, when we were at the Flamingo in 1971 or whenever it was, or was it 69, whatever year that was,
It was 69 and 70 at one
that
year.
was not a cool thing to do to play Vegas. You know, that was like a little bit out of the box, but we were the
Oh.
family
Yeah.
we were the family group who could do it. You know, I mean, today it's
I
cool.
mean, we were
It's,
playing with Dick
Right,
Shawn,
right.
for crying out loud.
this is Dick Shawn, Kay Stevens,
Yep.
the Rat Packs town still,
Yep.
you know,
Us doing
and
our show and mom and dad going across the street to Caesars to watch Frank Sinatra and meet Frank
Right.
and hang with Frank.
Unbelievable, right?
and we're coming in for our show the night before, going to Elvis's show at the hotel there, and he's introducing us. We're in the audience. He introduces our family from the stage and says we're opening at the Flamingo the next night. And the next night, the Colonel Tom Parker comes to our dressing room, and we
Yep.
thought Elvis was going to be there, but Elvis didn't go. But Tom Parker came with a note from Elvis, "Good luck tonight." I mean, I wish
Yeah.
we would have kept these notes and kept some of
sure.
that stuff.
I had
But
to take a
Yeah.
picture with him.
knowing us, we were probably so bummed or so disappointed it was just his manager and not Elvis. That note meant nothing to us. It's like,
Absolutely, we could have
screw
cared
that note.
less.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
So
Elvis?
bad.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, besides, but by the time we opened at the Flamingo, we had seen
Yeah.
Elvis's show, and we were all still a little in shock at the bejeweled and jumpsuited and
Yeah.
Las Vegas Elvis Presley we had all witnessed the night before of
Yes.
his rebirth
Hey,
in Las Vegas, where
do
he's
you guys
reinventing himself.
do you guys
scarves.
remember whether Onel was with you guys that night or not? Because here's what happened to me. I was told I had to take a nap. Well, like I was coming too, and then they never woke me up, and I didn't come to that Elvis thing. I was in my room, and I feel like Onel was with me or something. But I was
The
really
show, you mean, at the
Mhm.
I think it was the Intercontinental, whatever hotel it was. It wasn't the
Mhm.
MGM at the time. I don't remember. You weren't with us?
Because I was,
Oh.
you have to sleep, and I'm like, oh. And then I remember waking up like around 10 or 11, and Onel or somebody going, yeah, well, you wouldn't get up, or you were asleep, and I'm like, wow, I just got robbed of Elvis, you people.
I wish we had a
Anyway,
tape of it. That'd be
Sounds
cool
like
hearing them.
Onel.
it does. It does. Their Auntie Mary Jane.
It
She's
could
trying to make me go to church.
she could have been there. Someone had to be on you, you
Oh,
know.
for sure. Somebody was always on
Yeah, I
me.
can't remember those days in
Did you guys
Vegas,
know
but
that Auntie Mary used to try and used to take me to church on Sunday? Remember, she came out for the littlest bit. I don't know if y'all
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah. And
now we were in Vegas twice, right? Or once? Twice?
twice.
No, we did it
Once
twice.
without Bill. Once without Bill.
Correct.
Okay.
The first. Hey, remember when my neck got stuck like this?
Yeah.
My neck got
Oh,
stuck on
yeah.
my shoulder.
Totally.
You guys, so we're in Vegas and we're playing every night, right? And
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the week or whatever, and there's a show that night, and my neck has stuck onto my shoulder like this. Like if I put my neck all the way in my shoulder, I'm stuck like this.
I
can't,
remember it because
yeah,
somebody said,
I
I think
can't
it was
lift it.
Mom, she said, Bob has a cold in his neck.
Well, whatever, but they put me in a car and they took me to a chiropractor. And this chiropractor worked on me for 2 hours,
Wow.
just micrometering my neck to go from here to finally get to there, to finally get, and just in the late afternoon, he got it to where it was straight, but it was stuck straight. So that night in the show, I had to do the show, but I was stuck straight at least, and not stuck, but I was stuck straight. I probably looked like a robot on stage, but there's no
I
film of
remember
it.
you waking up with it and coming down
Yeah.
with it, everybody talking about it. Mom had a cold in his neck, and I'm thinking, how do you get a cold in your neck? That's ridiculous.
Well, I remember it a little differently. I remember Mom coming in and she looks at all of us and points to you and goes, "This is because of you kids going to the state fairs and running to the freak shows. It's coming back on you."
If she had been,
Oh my
she would have
God.
said, I told you we were going to get stuck like that.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Vegas.
That's pretty funny. You said the thing about Mom and Dad going over to hang out with, go watch the Rat Pack and Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
And so I always heard a rumor that Mom actually met Frank Sinatra over there, and that like, well, what do you know about it? Anything?
I just know.
She met him. She came, and he came on to Mom, and Dad popped Frank in the nose.
No, it's not. But here's what I heard. I heard that Dad, it just sounds like nothing. It was too cool for him to have done it. But I heard that Dad set up a situation where Mom was at like a gambling table and like arranged for Frank Sinatra to come up next to her. I know it just sounds like bullshit. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Well, that's what I heard. I mean, that's a rumor.
Listen, I can't imagine. I mean, the funniest thing I can't imagine the funniest thing Mom ever did in the history of our band and in the history of the road that we don't even know about. I mean, I can only get going to the bathroom in Germany. That was very funny to me. That stayed with me forever and ever and ever. Amen. But beyond that, like Dad naked in the fountain with Robert Stigwood in London, stories like that you hear about.
You just don't get that every day.
That woman, that mother of ours, and look, compared to Dad, Mom's the gentle soul in my life, okay? Growing up. But that was one wild chick.
Yeah.
That mother of ours was one wild.
She was, y'all. It was not
one wild young lady. Okay.
She was a wild young child. In fact,
and I'm sure she could measure up to Frank Sinatra if the situation called for it. Just look, she took on Johnny Carson. I don't know how she did some of that stuff.
That was pretty cute. Mom on Johnny Carson was one of the cutest things. I mean, I really felt like she was flirting with him. She was just,
There was some insinuation of her being pregnant, possibly. Can't remember what the joke was, but the whole play was pretty. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Crazy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that of all the TV shows, well, let's see. Okay, of all the TV shows we ever did, and it's not going to be Ed Sullivan. The number one for me was the Crap Music Hall specials for television experience, atmosphere, hanging out. Took more than one day.
Yeah.
Always seemed we were spending the week for the Crap Music Hall special, getting to know
friends.
Everybody. I just love those TV shows. The other ones where it's Frank Sinatra, Johnny Cash, Jonathan Winters, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, Johnny Carson, even Joey Bishop.
Those were one-off moments.
Dick Cavett, when Joey Bishop was Dick Cavett's Ed McMahon. I remember all these shows we did. It was crazy. Yeah.
Can you imagine though? But it was fun when we did the ones that took a few days, because then you got to know the people you were working with, and you kind of like, like being at a camp. I think because we were kids, we enjoyed the environment as close to something like camaraderie-ish with outside people that we're ever going to get to. So, I love that. God,
if it was a Christmas show, like the Crap Music Hall or Ed Sullivan, that was Christmassy, that new Christmas Eve one. But the Crap Music Hall, especially, when it was Christmas, man, that was a nice atmosphere. That was so.
Yes. Yeah, those sets were cozy, man. I remember sitting in the seats sometimes on the in-betweens.
It was a great place to hang. That's what we loved about Branson. You guys, so later on in our adult life, we get this 6-week Christmas gig in Branson, and it was the same thing. We stepped onto a craft music hall TV set
We
with
did.
snow and video and staircases, and we just melted. I'll never
funny
We
you
have to
bring that up.
dance and do choreography and
It's
all
funny,
sorts
Bob.
of stuff.
I just said to Paul the other day, dude, Branson to me is one of the most like best gigs. The three of us, I mean, just seeing us every day going to this thing. So it was like we were monks.
Yeah, it was great.
We were so serene.
And you guys, you people who don't know what Branson is, it's a Christmas show. It's us in the Letterman. And yeah, we do our 4 hits in the middle of a 2-hour show. But all the rest of the time, we're walking around like musical theater people, singing and walking and dancing and doing steps.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'll never forget the run up when we were invited to do this. And of course, you say yes, you want to be challenged. And I'm going, and I know nothing about the show. I think it's about the 4-hit records, and we'll just add some vocals to whatever they're doing up there in Branson. No. And in my when I think about it, I'm going, please don't make me walk without a guitar and walk around the stage and sing something. I don't want to do that. And that's all we did.
Yes. Yeah.
And
it
you
was
know
great.
what? You were a regular Andy Williams. You did great. I knew Paulie's theater major, so that was going to be
Once we got into it, like me and Paul got there the night before Susan, and it was all this complicated singing, you guys, and we were all on our own in terms of, all right, just work something
Learning.
out and be ready when we all meet in Branson, right, Paul?
It was what?
And I mean
Yes.
literally on our own. Okay, Paul's
Yep.
doing his thing, I'm doing, and me and Paul. So I think, well, me and Paul, we'll get together the night before, since Susan's not there, we'll get a jump on things. And we got together. He might not remember this. So me and Paul get together on our night before Susan's going to get to town, thinking we're going to get a jump on things. And we just listen to this stuff again, and we go, what the heck are we doing? Because the next day, by the way, what we're saying is the next day we're going to meet 12 other singers, that are doing this with us, who are off doing what they're going to do. So only then are we going to know if what we worked on is going to fit with what they worked on. Now, we're all professionals. The Letterman and us, we nailed it. Okay, we did.
Yeah.
But at the time, you don't know. You just thinking, I'll do this harmony. Well, la-di-da, there's 11 other people chomping at your harmony, of which there might be 4 of. So it was that kind of situation. And me and Paul, we went in the next day, and Susan, you did too. You're a little behind.
I was,
but easy to catch up.
I did.
And we just fit our harmonies, whatever. I don't even remember what.
Light, where the dark.
We just fit it in with the big group of harmonies, and then we all relaxed. And this is kind of easy.
It's fun. Yeah. And all that down in between time, we had these beautiful little log cabin villas.
Man,
and
it was beautiful.
And
waited for Christmas. It snowed.
And then, and when you weren't on the stage, you were in the Andy Williams Theater, and it's just as magical as it sounds.
And guys, until we heard differently, through the entire run-up, through the entire thing, and then once we started it, and the joy of it and the wonder of it, you guys, we were totally convinced, man, this is the Happy Together tour at Christmas. And little did we know that it was going to be the last show in the Andy Williams Theater. We're going to find out, because they're going to tell us, no, you're not going to be coming back anytime.
Somebody say something fun.
And it was a shame, because it was such a fun show. It was
it was so cool.
It was so crazy.
It was great. It was good money and everything.
What are you kids doing for Easter?
When's Easter?
I'm going to Toledo for Easter, which is, Paul, Easter is about the 19th of the month. You're not hiding Easter eggs in Madras, so you're not familiar with the date. But we are hiding Easter eggs in Toledo, Ohio, with the 2-year-old there.
We'll be hiding Easter eggs.
Logan and Claire's coming in from Rhode Island, so there'll be
the
Easter
19th
Sunday.
Of April?
It's about the 20th of April, Easter
Oh, okay.
Sunday, whatever that Sunday is right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
think
okay.
it's the 20th this year, guys. I think
I'm
so.
grandkidding. I'm grandkidding.
Oh,
So
okay.
and they're buying all these eggs, and there's silver eggs, there's gold eggs, there's giant eggs, there's little eggs. It's like I'm going, these kids are so young, they're just gonna lay them on the lawn. Oh, there it is over there. Go get
Yeah, they're a little too
Yeah.
little, but it'll be fun just the same.
No, there's two older ones where it's like the gold's gonna have $1, but the silver's gonna have 5,
Oh, well, those guys, and then the little guys
that
will watch
kind
the
of
bigger
thing.
guys, and
Yes.
then it'll be on like Kong. That's how it goes. I remember that.
Yowza,
Remember
yowza.
Now,
we
Bob, is it when you're going to go and all the kids are going to go there and everything? Is this a religious holiday still for people?
Walking into a Jewish/Catholic environment. The
Okay.
Jewish component of the Jewish/Catholic environment has already have been taken place before the Catholic part of Easter, which is
Oh, okay.
Passover, which is the week before.
Right. Okay.
But
Got ya.
so it's more but no, it's not really a super religious Catholic event here. It's more
Got ya.
Easter eggs and the Easter bunny and the more
Got ya.
secular component
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Because it was a
Because
huge Catholic holiday as far as high mass and just
gosh, Easter
it was,
itself, yeah.
yeah,
But now,
crazy.
but
guys, it's
so
about
we have a Jewish
Jesus
husband and a
rising.
Catholic wife.
It's
Now,
Yeah.
the
about
Catholic
Jesus
wife,
rising from the tomb.
the
We
Catholic
know.
wife, but the Catholic wife grew up in Catholic school, like the Catholic grandparents, and all of us Catholics eventually said, I don't know about this religion now, but the Jewish husband, he knows about his religion, so that's all good.
Yeah,
So,
true that.
it's like Christmas tree and the menorah at Christmas. It's a combo event, but in
Yeah.
terms of, are we going to go to High Mass Easter Sunday?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, needless to say, over here we have Easter parades.
Oh.
Of course we do.
Please. You
So I
know,
was waiting for Bob. I was just waiting for you. It was like, and
uh,
here he goes.
I mean, these parades, you guys, and God bless New Orleans. Look, there's nothing like a city that has an identity. There's nothing like a city that's proud of its identity. But,
Parades.
but, but, and it is a city that if you're going to go there, you got to take New Orleans on New Orleans. And they always say, oh, no, New Orleans takes you on your terms. They're very good that way. Yeah, that's true. But you're going to have to take New Orleans on its terms. And that's
Great
a
stuff.
whole big difference
Potholes and all.
between other cities. Because, and that goes from music yeah, every city has a dark side, but you can find New Orleans' dark side. I mean,
You don't have to look real
CVS,
hard.
you can go to CVS pharmacy, and right next door you can go to the Voodoo store, is what I'm
Right.
talking about.
So Susan,
Sure.
so you guys, you have your parades, and so like, during Christmas, the last float's always Santa, and he's
Yes.
waving to everybody.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in your Easter parade,
Yes.
is the last float the rock rolling away from the opening of the cave and then somebody coming out?
No, but we are a very Catholic town, and it wouldn't surprise me. But they
Yeah.
might do something like that at a drag brunch. Follow? That'd be way more
Yeah.
NOLA. Have a little reenactment at a drag brunch.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
That would be how
the
NOLA would do.
manger.
But no, we
Here's what
have
they
the
do.
bunny at the end.
The rock would come
And hat.
out, but it's right, instead of Jesus, it's the Easter bunny that's going to
It's
come
the
out of the
bunny.
grave.
And we also have the Easter bonnet, in your Easter bonnet. So we have a
bonnet.
bonnet parade with ladies who come walking
Oh,
bonnets.
okay.
It's
Got
really
ya.
fun.
Got ya.
And it's in the, it's in the morning. It's really beautiful. It's quite lovely. But of course, and then we'll have the, the basket. Guys, we used to have to find our Easter basket.
Yes, yes. Got ya.
Okay. All right. You got to hide the baskets. That's right.
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 What did mom do? And you got 7 baskets. Did
Mom.
she put our names in them?
Mom.
When she hit our baskets,
Yeah.
7 baskets. Was Bob in my basket?
Yeah.
How
It was
did I
always
know
on our
what my
eggs in
basket?
wax.
How did I know what my
Egg
basket
in
was?
wax.
Huh?
You remember the wax crayon?
Yep.
for
We used to do
coloring?
that.
On the egg.
And I would see I see everybody's names.
We always did a name, so you're right. So that
Oh,
Bob,
I
yes.
was very keen on
It was inferred by the basket because it had an egg with your name on it or an egg with my name on it.
Yeah.
That's funny because I don't have a strong memory. And you think statistically, I'd bump into 4 of your baskets before I finally hit mine. And I don't
I
have this
remember that.
memory. I don't have
Yeah.
this memory of saying, "Oh, that says Dick. Oh, that says Paul. That says, where's mine? Where's mine?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I don't know
do.
how. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they whipped out Easter after y'all for me and the guys.
How about
Maybe?
this?
No. We had Easter
Identical
baskets every
baskets.
Easter.
Okay.
Trust
How
me.
about this?
Yeah.
Identical baskets.
Mm.
Were they identical?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Mm-mm. They were
no,
really
I can't
cool.
imagine.
And they always
Just
had some
I
little
just remember.
styrofoam bunny with
I
some
just remember if I found it, that was it. I don't remember
Wait,
keeping searching. I don't.
we got to ask Mom tonight. We'll ask her.
Okay,
We'll
well
go,
that's
hey,
Mom. I'll get on the Ouija board.
yeah.
God, that Ouija
Anyway,
board.
I'm looking forward to Easter. We got SJ over here and she loves the
Yes,
holiday
yes,
there is. I want you
yes.
to
And
know
Bob,
she's
there's tons of
yeah,
babies where you're headed.
yeah. It's
What?
baby time. Baby
You
time
have
for
a,
Easter.
well, babies
No,
and
this
young
is Easter. Oh
children.
no, this is the Easter Bunny's real, and everything's going to be
Yeah.
just really a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
going to like that because you got
yeah,
to get these kids in. I mean, the Happy Together tour is coming. This is like I know it's not next, the Happy Together tour. So we
no,
have these 3 trio gigs before the Happy Together tour,
yep,
but every summer, and this is the 11th, each summer it loomed larger than the one before. You think it would loom lesser than the one before because we've done it
yeah,
so many times, but it's like, I think it's the opposite because we've done it so
yeah,
many times. We know so much that's coming. We know exactly what's going on.
yeah. Well, I remember that when we first started, because it was, we finally got it, and then we didn't even know if we were going to get it 2 times in a row. And so I remember thinking, oh, wow, okay, they're happy together. And it would take forever for it to come, for that slot to happen. And now it's like it's like an avalanche coming, it's so quick and it's coming really quick. And I think it's because we have a lot of shows now in
Busy, yeah,
between that summer tour.
yeah, I agree. We're busy.
So
By the way,
everything's just,
speaking of that, we're coming to Kearney, Nebraska,
yep.
and uh, maybe next week we'll tell you where we're playing there. Hey, you guys, Paul, I got to tell you
How
again,
did thank you guys what?
I had to laugh again. So we really had a nice show at the Golden Nugget. Yet, once again, we say nothing in an hour and a half about our podcast, our radio show,
Yeah.
any music we might have out that you might want to go look for. You
Yeah.
know?
We did introduce the band.
Well, that's because I turned to Russ and Russ is looking at me and he's going, and I'm going, what? What? And he's going
Because
like
you always
that.
say, remind me.
I got really close to him and he goes, introduce the band. I went, oh, yeah. So, I know we're terrible.
Can I tell you something?
We're
Part of
terrible.
that, and I know it's not important, but it is something we love, and truly, part of the reason we can do that, and part of the reason we do it sometimes, is that there is not an ego in this band that needs to be introduced. And
Yeah.
now we know this about ourselves.
Yeah.
So of
Right.
course it's easy to go, oh, well, I did forget. Yeah, like nobody cares, but the audience cares more than us, really.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's
Yes. Yes.
and we should introduce them. But I'm just trying
Yeah.
to say there is another side. We're not flipping about it. It's just we know who we are. And you know, there's not
Yeah.
a personality in the band that makes Paul go, "Oh Jesus, God, I better remember to introduce the band, or so and so is
Dude.
going to
Yeah.
flip out on me." You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
That's a
that's
pretty
not going
funny
to happen.
concept, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
that is crazy, but we're terrible. I mean, we
Yeah.
are. We apologize to our record company, and
Kearney, Nebraska. This is
Kearney,
trio music,
Nebraska.
gang. We're going to
Paul
open
and
for
I
the
are going to stand now.
We're going to open for the association in Kearney, Nebraska on May 2nd, and in Hutchinson, Kansas on May 3rd. Same thing.
yes,
And
Jim Yester's with us.
look, and you go, oh, and this is also what we're supposed to tell people on our show. And you guys, you can find us. We have our Facebook, Cowsill.com. You can all go there to find out when we're going to perform, where we're going to perform. We have info@cowsill.com. We have the podcast we didn't tell anybody about. You guys,
I know.
we're trying to be
Good
good stewards of our legacy,
Yeah.
Okay.
Legacy. Right.
Right. Because, well, it's true, and by the way, and also, let's see, I saw John twice. One, he was saying, don't send me money. I'm not asking for any money. And the second was, I did see him, some of his act. He was at the Canyon Club Saturday night with the Smithereens again.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's getting a lot of gigs out of them.
He's
He's so
got like
funny.
20 of them, y'all.
All the fans, especially the fans. Why isn't John in the Cowsills? He's not in the Beach Boys anymore. Why isn't he in the Cowsills? And I'm going, oh, look, my green's disappearing. And I'm watching John. Now, if he's in the Cowsills, he jumped from one cover band to another. But I'm watching him now with his wife and his duo, and he's out front trying his best. I mean, he's doing the cool jerk and working on some moves or something at least, and being a front man. It's like, look, this is like Ringo Starr coming forward. Paul, all you did was go, Paul, you just went sideways. You just stepped up from the keyboard, moved a little to your left, and that's all you had to do. Okay.
Yeah.
He had to leave the drums like Ringo and so and then realize, and I'm sure John has a new respect for his brother Paul in terms of life out in the front lane, I call it.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be.
Well put.
And so I watch him deal with that.
But they're really they're killing it out there, and he doesn't want. I mean, what
I love it. What he's doing,
Indian Lake with us.
He's doing what he's doing. If he came with us, he's doing what he would be mad at us for not doing. So it's good that he's doing it. Go do it.
Yeah, what Bob said.
Yeah,
well, he'd be in our band going, we should be doing original. What he's doing now, we should be doing original stuff.
Yeah, we would just frustrate the hay out of him.
He's out doing it. Good for him.
It's fun to watch too. They're so cute. They're oh God, there was this really funny one where they were doing an announcement and Vicky's sitting next to him, and John's doing all these just blah 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 blah, and Vic's just sitting there going, looking at him and going, yeah, what he said. It's just, and then at the end of it, he goes, how's my hair? They're cool. I love watching them. I look for new stuff.
Here's the deal. I can't get you. Look, I spent decades with John's black hair, dark hair. Okay, decades and decades with his dark hair. I still can't get used to the salt and pepper look of the hair with John. Because like the way I could never dye my hair, I think he should continue to dye his because he always did. But I know he wants to be natural or do the half thing. He likes that maybe.
Do you think I should let my natural hair come out?
Susan, you can't misstep. Okay.
Oh my God.
I mean, even your little look today.
My gardening outfit.
The maiden's tail look or whatever that's. The handmaiden look.
Handmaiden gardening. Yeah. I literally, Paul was here. Oh, Castilles, Bob and I were late. And I knew we were doing this all day long. And about 40 minutes before the thing, I'm like, okay, I got about 20 minutes. I'm going to just go clip the hydrangea. And I got real into it.
All it takes.
It was 18 after 8. And I ran inside and I go to rest. Expletive. And I started bringing it up. And I went, well, this is what we're getting. I have an apron on that Peter Holsappel's wife made me.
You look like you're going to churn butter and wash your clothes with a washboard. But listen, so I was watching a Dodger game, and the Dodgers, they're getting killed, okay? And it can happen. So, and I'm going, oh, you know what? It's the 8th inning. It's 8-1, 8-2. Then they're not going to do it. And now I'm supposed to be here at 6, and I'm sitting there like this at 6:20. Looking at the game, going, yeah, I'm going to bail on this. And they go, and then I looked at the clock. I said, oh my God, 6:20. And all I could think
I was so happy when you weren't here. Paul sends, okay, Castilles, this is a little inside joke. So we tour with the association, right? And every night, Del likes to say to the audience, hello, everyone. And seeing as though I'm from Hawaii, how about a big aloha? Okay. And he says it every night and they go aloha. And then he says mahalo. Okay. So in the text that Bob, Paul, and I have, Paul says, hey, everybody, seeing as though I'm from Hawaii, how about a big aloha? Do I have the wrong night? Because he's sitting there for 20 minutes all by
Paul's
himself.
alone, right? That's
I came
crazy.
in 10 minutes before 6 just to be ready.
And I looked at that and went, holy crap, I'm out in the yard clipping with my gardening.
I'm running to the back because I got to set up my green screen. And all I'm going over into my head is like, thank God we didn't have a guest. Thank God we didn't have a guest.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
I have, no makeup and the handmaiden thing going on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because
blur.
Yeah. I was outside and I was putting together a big sprayer that goes on my four-wheeler, and it's windy and cold. And I mean, it's like, it's not a great day to be working out with your hands, but I was. And then Luann comes out and she goes, hey, so are you doing a podcast today? And man, I just went like that. I looked at, it was quarter of, and I said, oh my God, I got to get out of here. Yeah. So it was funny.
I changed this time that we were
take
recording
much.
On the boys so many times that I think we all just said, we don't even know if we're doing it today, but here we are. And it was so much fun, and it's Easter. And so that's exciting. And next week, let's maybe try and have John come on and talk about what happened with his Facebook page. It was
John next week.
And maybe
and also
on how it's
they're
going
to be, their record is coming out.
Let's try and have Johnny on.
Solid on what day, but
we'll get an update. It'll be a pre-Easter event. We'll
and Teresa Ray, this is us.
We'll ask them, wink, wink, how much money did you really make?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Oh, I can't imagine. John made his own fake page and he really did get money from people.
That's poor John. He's always getting scammed. He's just trying to be a good guy.
He is. It's not been
crazy.
The technology is nothing.
All right, everybody.
He's trying so hard. Okay,
have a good Easter. Oh, no, we'll see you one week before Easter. Yeah. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And we'll get Johnny Boyan as a guest and see what he's up to.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
And get to the bottom of all that.
But also, he's got to talk to our people about his new record coming out.
Yeah, he needs to fill everybody in his smither.
There was one funny answer. So when John's saying, you guys, it's not me. Don't send me any money. And so you know how you go down, there's some comments. Yeah. The one guy goes, so you're telling me that the kidney I gave to John Cowsill last week wasn't the real John Cowsill?
Oh, that's great.
That was pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
I know.
Good stuff.
Something like that. Funny. It was pretty funny.
Oh my God. Guys. All right, boys. All right. I'm going back to the garden. I'm going night gardening.
Night garden away.